Welcome to What in the Anime, your weekly anime podcast. Now, here's your hosts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, I'm Dustin, the Prince of all podcasters, and with me as always is the only protagonist I need in my story, Tyler.
You know, you're making every intro a little worse after every episode, but I like it.
Oh, it's going to be like a 2-minute long intro, me describing you to the listeners. Like, people are just going to tune in just for the intro.
Yeah, then nobody's gonna watch episode 2, 3, 4. It's gonna end after that if you keep going at it.
Nah, I'll listen.
But yeah, that's all right. How's your day been going?
Not too bad. I basically just hung out all day. Didn't do a whole lot, honestly. What about you?
Yeah, I pretty much did the same. Got some stuff done around the house and gonna talk some anime tonight. This is gonna be Sunday night. We watched last episode of Attack on Titan, so we'll get into that. That'll be pretty interesting. But what do you want to start with?
So first we'll just start off with a little bit of news we have. Just a quick thing out there. After our first episode, we talked, and me and Tyler decided, we really didn't want to be a news anime podcast. Like, that's not the focus. That's not why we started this. We wanted to mostly be discussion, kind of goofing around and reviewing animes, like seasonal animes and just old animes or whatever we feel like reviewing. So we're kind of going to take a step back from the news. So we'll only have news clips if it's something big, something that we actually have something to say about it. Otherwise, there's no point in covering it if we're just going to read it off.
Yeah, which is fine, because then we just start rambling on stuff that we really don't know too much about.
Exactly.
And, here we'll have a little bit of fun with it. So
yep. So we only got only two news items, and you got those. So kick us off.
So yeah, we have new Jujutsu Kaisen numbers. It's hit about 150 million worldwide. So that actually it's outnumbered Dragon Ball Broly. Did you know that?
Oh really? No, I didn't know that. I know that Demon Slayer did like almost 500 mil, but I didn't know what Broly did at all.
Yeah, I think Demon Slayer did about 450 million, but I think Broly only did 115 worldwide.
Really?
So, I mean, I feel like that movie kind of started getting some more anime fans to go to the theaters and made movies come out, to the low theaters in small towns and stuff like that. Because like we said in our first one, I mean, we didn't have the Broly movie. We didn't have any of it. We had to travel for it, and then all of a sudden we started getting all these other anime movies, and I mean, life's great. But
right.
yeah, so Jujutsu Kaisen movie did a little bit better in that, and which I'm a little surprised, just because I mean it's a newer franchise, but it kind of gives me hopes. I know we just got news today that Attack on Titans, it'll be part 4, part 3, whatever it is, part 3 of season 4, which I know a lot of people thought it was going to be a movie, which I'm actually surprised it's not a movie.
Yeah, I read the article today saying it was, there's rumors that it was going to be an OVA, and then they just decided to instead of add another part to the series because it's going to be longer than what they can cover in a movie. So it's going to be called Attack on Titan Final Season Final Arc Part 3, which is just...
I wonder how many more titles they can add to that by the next part 4 or whatever. But yeah. It's fine. I don't know how much more money they could make off of a movie rather than a whole, series of episodes. I don't know what they make off of each episode, but God, you would have thought they could at least make, 200 million maybe for a whole movie. But from what I've seen with the manga covers and stuff, it would be about 2.5 to 3 hours left of content for them to use. So it'd be a really long movie if they did that. So and you don't want them to cut anything out. So I'm actually really glad that they're putting another part to this. It's just no one was expecting it.
Right.
But another news update, we got something, I guess not really too much news, but kind of a cool stat is over half of Netflix subs have watched anime in 2021.
Yeah, I just thought that one was really cool because like Netflix is such a big streaming service, and to find out even if they just watched one anime thing or like a movie or whatever, still over half of the subscribers watched anime. Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help that I just put it on to go to bed.
Yeah.
put it
Probably
on
not.
the background. I don't know how many times I've rewatched so many of the same animes, but I find little bits and pieces, every single time I watch a new one, even going on the Attack on Titan, or not Attack on Titan, but Jujutsu Kaisen with the new movie. Seeing all the Yuta stuff, I did not realize how much they referenced Yuta in the actual show. And so you go back through that, and I mean, you just see them mention his name. They show, clips of him and everything that he's done. And the first time I watched it, you just don't realize that. And so it's kind of cool that it's all pieced together, and shit, they've had this plan for a long time. And, we didn't know he was going to be, no, people that aren't manga readers didn't know he was going to be a character.
Yeah, I had no idea. I still don't know nothing about him since I haven't seen the movie yet.
Yeah, so I know there was one thing you wanted to change for your picks for your anime, since you decided to pull a dumb one on all of us.
Yeah, okay, so first episode of this podcast ever, and I already made a mistake. Which,
yeah, we're done. Cancel us.
Yeah, cancel us already. I got excited because I saw that there was a trailer for an Iron-Blooded Orphans spinoff, so I instantly thought anime, because it was an anime style trailer, full blown. I thought that was an anime. It's a game, and not just a game, but a mobile game, and only being released in Japan on April 5th or whatever. So
hey, is it a gacha game?
I think so, actually.
Oh God, if there's another gacha game out there, those games ruin all mobile games. I'm done playing them. I can tell you that. I spent my fair share of money on Dokkan, Genshin Impact, all the My Hero games. I mean, all those ones kind of turned to crap after a while, but
I mean, it gets kind of stale. It gets stale after a long time of playing. We played Dokkan for years, and it's just this last year I kind of fell out of it. But holy cow,
I got 1,500 days logged in. That's commitment. That shows you.
Yeah, so with me messing that up, first, I do want to say there is a new Gundam series coming out, and I did confirm and check it first. It's coming out later this fall, and it's going to be called Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, and it is the first female-led protagonist, especially in a main anime title. You've got Dragon Ball Z, flipping Naruto, and all those. This is the first big series with a female-led protagonist, so that's kind of cool.
So you're saying in episode 3 of this podcast, you're gonna talk about how it's another mobile game?
No, I really, really hope not.
If you mess up on this one,
if I mess up on this one, I am canceled. You can find a new co-host.
Yeah. Stop giving yourself false hope.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm switching my pick that I made last episode. If you listened to it, and instead of reviewing that, since it's not an anime, we will be throwing in the Pacific Rim Black Season 2 final season. We're going to be doing that as a review instead.
Now, does that have anything to do with the movies, or is this a whole completely different thing? Because I haven't watched any of it. I have no idea.
I have no idea. I haven't started it yet. I was actually going to probably start that after I got caught up on Kaguya-sama, Love is War. I'm almost through Season 2, and after I finish that, I was planning on watching Season 1 of Pacific Rim to get ready for it.
Yeah, I got to watch some of my picks, but me and my girlfriend got stuck on watching Ranking of the Kings, and that is a very different show.
Is it good, though?
Yeah, it's very family-friendly, but King Boji for the win. That's all I got to say.
If it's family-friendly, I might have to get my kids and wife to watch it with me then.
It's definitely a different take, but the animation is a little more old school, and it's a nice little binge. So
cool.
I'm definitely excited to kind of see the ending of that. I think there's maybe 18 episodes. I can't remember.
Oh, that's not too bad. That'd be something nice to watch while we eat dinners and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I know we wanted to kind of talk about Attack on Titan episode 87.
Yep. So we're going to give a quick spoiler warning. And on the video, I'll try to throw up a black spoiler banner first.
Yeah, no, I'll give an update here on episode 85 and 86, and then kind of let you talk into that a little bit.
Yep. So if anyone hasn't watched any of the episodes and you're behind, skip ahead. I'll try to get episode times put into this episode, so in the description, so you can just skip ahead if you need to.
Yeah. So before I start all this, if I butcher any names, don't cancel me or
I
you
will.
can message us and make fun of me all you want. But no, we got the beginning of episode 85, I believe. We had like Hanji, Levi, Jean, Armin, Connie, and Mikasa. They all kind of teamed up with Marley. And Armin and Connie, they tried to convince Flock to, let them use that flying boat, to stop they tried telling Flock that, the Cart Titan and the Armor Titan were swimming away to stop the rumbling from what Eren is starting. And that flying boat, it's used it's used with like the ice burst fuel. Yep. Did you know that?
Yeah, the fuel they use for their ODM gear.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool that it's the same thing, and so that boat is designed to stop the rumbling and able to long distance flight. So it's important just to try to get to where they're going, but they fail after running into Samuel and Daz on the dock, and
yeah, that's when Armin and Kanye were trying to convince them to take the bombs off.
Yeah, and basically, Samuel and Daz just are so astonished that Armin and Connie and all them would betray, Paradise, and and then you see towards the middle of the episode there, Flock, leaves or escapes from the building and alerts all the soldiers in the area, and then just a huge ass fight breaks out. And then you see Armin walking to the dock. He's hesitating because he doesn't know what he wants to do. But then I think it was Daz. I really don't know his name, but he just shoots Armin like 4 different times.
Oh yeah, like straight in the face and everything.
Yeah, it gets that hole right in the mouth, and I thank God he's got the Titan. That looks painful, but and then you see Rainer and Annie just kicking the living shit out of all the soldiers, and then of course there's got to be a part where Rainer is getting blown up for the 100th time in the anime.
Oh yeah, getting stomped, getting beaten to crap.
Yeah, he's more emotional than anything anymore. He's not the same fearless Titan that we saw in episode, in season 1.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of like PTSD type of deal or something. Like it's definitely taken a toll on him mentally.
Well, and I don't think Eren probably realized he's going to make all of his friends, fight each other. I know Eren wants them to, kind of fight him in the end, or whatever his plan is. But, just the fact that his friends are all killing each other, and it gets real sad. But episode 85 is pretty good. Episode 86, it's still kind of in the same area. Hanji and Jean and Commander Magath, they're talking to the Azumabito mechanics about servicing the boat and that it's going to take half a day. And they just don't have the time. They need to get there. And after realizing it's going to take too long to get the boat service, they decided to just take it to the mainlands to get it serviced in a short amount of time, which to me, it still feels like it's going to take too long.
Yeah, I think so too. Because they were saying like even a half a day delays, that means all Marley's going to be gone.
Yeah. So, Flock's sitting there fighting all of them. I don't know if he's just got some random Ackerman blood inside of him for like 5 minutes, but he just decides to be this BA character, and he literally almost takes out that ship. Mm-hmm. And, when he doesn't, I can't remember. Did he die?
I can't remember, honestly. I'm spacing that right now. So for reference, everybody, Tyler made me binge Attack on Titan so we could talk about this today. So I watched like 19 episodes yesterday to get caught up.
Well, the fact that you were behind, I almost went over to your house just to slap you. I don't understand how you got so far behind on it. I think I was like 2 episodes behind, but I was just waiting. I like binge watching it a little bit, but not 19 episodes, not when it's that hype.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a bad habit of I'll get into a really good anime like Attack on Titan, and then I'll get distracted by some random 12 episode anime, and I watch like 3 or 4 of them before coming back to the bigger anime.
Well, and then you're not gonna have a good episode unless you have aimbotting Gabby just shooting Flock in the middle of the air Like,
Yeah.
does that girl ever miss a shot? Like, how old
I
is
don't
she?
know.
Like, my God.
Yeah, because last night was the first time I saw the one where she shot Aaron straight through the neck as he's running or whatever towards Zeke, and that was flipping crazy.
See, and I
She's
thought
one heck of a shot.
And then I saw that, Commander Shadis, or, he was the one in the window there watching them leave, Shigansha. And I'm just surprised, like, where his head in all of this was. But, he wanted basically his students. He's so happy for them that they can at least get along and how much they've grown. And the fact that he blew up the reinforcements and betrayed his own people too, I was actually kind of surprised on that one.
I wasn't, because those are the same people, the Jaegerists, as they call them,
Yeah.
that beat the crap out of him and threw him in prison.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. It was the Jaegerists. It was Flock who ordered like those cadets to beat the crap out of him and leave him.
See, where the hell did Flock come from? I barely remember that guy.
I don't know either.
And then
honestly,
Aaron told him what his plan, and all of a sudden he becomes the biggest Jaegerist.
yeah, he's like Aaron's right hand man, his biggest supporter, his biggest fan. He's like a major fanboy through this whole thing.
Yeah. So basically, with Commander Shadis coming in, I just call that plot armor. Way to save the whole group. They don't go into any other details about it. It's just he blows them all up. How do you do it?
Yeah, he blew up that train. Like, doesn't even explain
just
it.
like it was nothing. He can blow up that entire train by himself, but why didn't he just blow up the town where all those people are in?
Or blow up the boat without dying.
Yeah, I didn't like the fact that they had to sacrifice themselves, but
I honestly didn't understand that, because like he was able to blow up the train while it was moving and all that, but he couldn't like set off the boat without sacrificing himself. Which, whatever. I mean, it was a cool like little sacrificial moment so the others could escape.
Yeah, those episodes weren't too bad kind of leading up. You thought, the series or the part, 3 or part 2 was going to end, with a huge fight or a huge bang. But, you kind of get, I think at the episode 86, you got Hanji, and is talking to Annie in the group that saying, they're not going to have enough time to stop the rumbling before it hits Liberio, where Annie's father is. I don't understand the connection between Annie and her father. There's, he pretty much makes her to where her childhood is just a bloodbath of training.
Yeah, well, and it's like he didn't even say it was he was her father. He let her live as a flippin' orphan and trained the crap out of her and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. It's like, dude, you're supposed to be the dad. Like, why didn't you step up?
Yeah, well, maybe that's just the relationship they have, because in the end, all she wants to do is save her father. So
yeah,
but that's literally kind of wraps up the end of those episodes. So if you want to hit into 87 there.
Yeah, 87, honestly, there's not a ton to talk about. So 87, I feel like 85 and 86 were kind of the climactic ending to part 2. And 87 was all, well, at least like the first 16, 17 minutes of it was all background information to build up. So
a little bit of Aaron's point of view.
Yeah, it was all his point of view.
We've been missing a lot of it since what happened in episode 82 or 83.
Yeah, we have no idea why he turned, why he did this plan or anything, and this kind of gave. So the episode starts off with a flashback, and it is Aaron and the team going to the mainland for the first time ever. Like, first time they set foot on Marley, obviously undercover, but it's the first time they went to the mainland, and they're all like awestruck, freaking out about ice cream. That part was pretty funny. Sasha, like, of course, first thing she did was buy food. I miss her.
Yeah. I mean, that ice cream looked real good. I think I went and got some after I watched that episode.
Yeah, and then, so yeah, it was just them it was showing their first experience of them on the mainland. So everything was great at first. Everything seemed like, oh, this wonderful place. They were freaking out about cars and ice cream and all this stuff. And then there's this little refugee kid who tries to steal the coin purse from Sasha, and Levi catches him. Well, this causes like a big scene to where the townspeople are wanting this flipping little kid, who's like we find out a little later is a refugee. They want him dead. They want to like throw him into the ocean, cut off his hands, like all this crap. And it's like, holy cow, guys! Like, that is a drastic jump.
And they want to talk about the island owls. Like, my God, where do these guys get the right to think that they're God?
Exactly. Like, they were they were mad. Like, and it wasn't like it stole from one of them. It was to them, it was just a tourist that got jacked.
Yeah.
And they're like, let's kill this kid.
And it just shows the islanders, they saved this little boy, and then, you can go into the rest of the episode, but they got a little tipsy with the little boy.
Yeah. Well, what I love is like they save the little boy and they get him out. And then as the boy is running away and leaving, and right before he hops over the wall, he waves at them. And you see that he stole Levi's coin purse.
I thought I was wondering if maybe he was scared of clowns.
Oh, I think he was mad because the clown was teaching him, like talking to him like he was a little kid because of how short he was. I was like, man, yeah, I was waiting for him to like punch him or something.
Yeah, that was definitely a good moment. I'm glad they decided to put that in there.
Yeah, it was really good.
But I'm pretty sure I read that part in the manga, and I don't remember any of that being in there. Like, kind of like that background. So that was kind of nice that they put that in there.
Yeah. I love when like animes, they don't have to follow it perfectly, but follow it as like do justice to the source material, but you're also transitioning it into another medium. So you're going to have to change some stuff, add some stuff to make it kind of fuller. So I love that they do that kind of stuff. But anyway, getting back into it, they have dinner. Obviously, Sasha freaking out again. Everyone, best dinner they ever had. Find out Aaron's missing. So Mikasa goes looking for him. He's just staring down at this village, and it's that kid's refugee camp. And they're all refugees from war, and like people are missing legs, they're injured, they're living in tents and all this crap. And everyone comes out to see what Aaron and Mikasa are up to. And that's when this old dude, they can't even speak his language or nothing, invites them down. And basically they just get hammered, all of them, with these refugees and the little kid. And it's just like,
yeah, I've never seen so many refugees. I've never seen so many refugees have so much alcohol.
Oh yeah, they had it like by the case.
But, yeah, good for them.
Yeah. So then
R.I.P. Sasha. That's it's so sad.
It's so sad. I like Sasha so much. But yeah, and then after that, you kind of see where Aaron talks to Mikasa a bit, and you see him like doing a flashback to him and Zeke talking and all this stuff, and you could tell that how the people are treating the boy is really disturbing him. Like, he's realizing that all these people, even though they are on this mainland with all these amazing like delicacies and this advanced culture and all this, his people, the Eldians that he comes from, he remembers from his father's memory, like he never really had ice cream. They weren't allowed. They were stuck in the walls. Like they were looked at as like dirt, second class citizens, and that's what he's seeing. And he's like, he doesn't want any of it. He doesn't want peace with them, I think, because he sees that they still treat his people like dirt, even the people that are on the mainland.
Do you think that part was a huge breaking point for Aaron?
I think so. Obviously, we know there is some more stuff like with the manga, and we saw in one of the previous episodes where the Attack Titan has a special gift where you can see future memories of whatever, so you can actually see the future to a degree. So we learned that. So I don't know if it's something more to do with the future, or if that was like kind of his breaking point. Is he's basically lived in terror his whole life. He's been angry at the Titans for the attack that started the whole series, that killed his mom and took his life away. And he keeps making comments about he wants to be free.
The character development that character has is crazy. I mean, for Crunchyroll to put him as protagonist and antagonist for awards, like nominations, it just tells you like how groundbreaking of a character he actually is. And so it's cool to see someone go so far believing in his path on what he's wanting to do, and he's not shying away from it. You can ruin the friendships with everyone you have, but if it's to stop this 2,000-year process of repeating the same thing over and over again, there's gonna have to be some sacrifices.
Yep. And
nobody's gonna see that, nobody's gonna know, but if you're painted as the bad guy in the end, at least you got everybody to hopefully stop all the war. But
yeah, I mean, obviously genocide is not the answer, and this is the kind of stuff that
thanks for telling me.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to delete that from my notes.
You put in there that so strong in his beliefs, but that's kind of what makes a villain. Yeah, I don't know. He's a very complex character. He's a very complex character.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the direction that they kind of gone with him. Like, I understand he wanted revenge for everything that was going on, but sometimes you just it's cool. It's on a different take from a lot of other animes, but then again, you kind of want to. You're kind of hoping for Eren to have that happy ending.
Oh yeah, you definitely want him to after everything he's had to flip and live through.
Yeah, it's just to see each season go one by one and see that smile fade slowly and slowly and slowly. It sucks because he's I like his character a lot. I really do like that show.
Yeah, me too.
And seeing where they go with the movie, I mean that they're not going towards a movie, kind of, it's weird to me.
Yeah, it is, but
that's the direction a lot of these animes go, and there's nothing better feeling than going sit down in a theater with some popcorn, watch a good anime, because I guarantee this. Other than the fact that this is kind of an end result movie, I don't know how much they'd get from it, but I still feel like it would make a lot of money.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. And you think about it, like they could have always done the deal that Demon Slayer did, where they did the Mugen Train movie, but then that next season they still had the Mugen Train arc. Like they still had it in the show for the people that didn't watch the movie or make it to the movies or whatever. So I mean, Attack on Titan could probably always do that and then double their profit from it.
Well, I mean, we know the route that they're going now, but it would have been kind of cool to see it as that, and it's also nice that they are going to can just continue off the series. It doesn't make them look so money hungry, but it is. I don't know how big Mappa Studios is, and so I don't know if. I mean, for how good their animation is, I would assume they have the budget for it.
I'm sure. But yeah, then just to wrap up the episode, the last thing we see after all these flashbacks about Eren and why he turned and him talking to Flock, all like everything leading up to him doing this whole betrayal, it ends with you seeing that these giant freaking Titans can swim, which
that came out of nowhere.
That. I don't know why, but I was not expecting to see these giants just flipping butterfly kicking it down,
So if I get this right, were some of those Titans regenerating?
Yeah, I think so, because it's the same deal. They have to be hitting the neck, so if they miss the neck, it's still... But what I thought was crazy was how intense that steam was, that as soon as they passed under the ships, it just melted people.
Yeah, it just looked like 1,000 Armins, and nobody wants that.
No one wants that. I mean, it was just one of them destroying the entire port. Granted, these are a little smaller than the Colossal Titan, but... like you saw when they started getting closer to the shore, their guns on the shore weren't nearly as good as the warships. And they weren't like doing anything. Like I wasn't seeing any damage come to those flipping Titans.
Nope. And then in the background, you see old big ass Eren. At least
creepy looking skeleton one head Eren.
You think when they're drawing up these plans on what they want these Titans to look like, how the hell did that pass through? That thing is the ugliest goddamn rib cage of a skeleton I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think a lot of it just has to do with like Japanese folklore and stuff. I know they pull a ton from that for anime, so maybe there's a creepy Japanese demon with a giant skeleton and a head like a centipede. I don't know.
It literally looks like something off of Elden Ring, so.
It really, really does.
The same result's probably going to happen. A lot of those people are going to die.
All right, so that's the end of the season. Were you happy with this season?
I think the last episode was kind of a letdown. It really, I really feel like they could have hyped whatever they were going for next so much more. It kind of was just a pointless episode. You literally could have stopped on episode 86. I mean, yeah, you want the background information a little bit, but at that point, you're almost too far gone past that background information. Like you could have put that in the episodes before and then made a strictly 87 a standalone episode of at least them moving on. I mean, they have so much more manga that they could dive into that I don't like. I wasn't too big of a fan of 87. Now, I thought maybe, they'd do, a 45-minute episode, kind of do something what, Demon Slayer did for their last episode, I believe. And it was the same old 23 minutes, and 6 minutes of intro and outros.
Yeah, they literally could have saved it, kind of how My Hero did the recap after season 1, where you could have just had like 86.5 and done the background information as an episode that way at the start of next season.
That would have been perfect.
Doing it for the final episode of the season was, I don't know, to me it was also a little bit of a letdown. The coolest moment didn't happen until the last couple of minutes where you see the giant titans. Like, for the final episode, you want something big. Something big to go off of. Like in season 1, you had the whole Annie fight, and the big flipping reveal at the end of that was the face peeking out of the wall that was broken.
Yeah. Well, and to have everyone wait, a couple weeks for this last episode, it was a little bit of a letdown. But in reality, it's a good show. Like, watching that series in a whole, it's just not a lot of stuff can top that for hype anime anyways.
Nope. No, it's really good. I love it. So I'm not upset with it at all. I just like a bigger ending to a season, that's all.
Nope. And we're not going to go any farther in the manga. We're just going to wait and see what happens. They say 2023. Hopefully there's no delay. Hopefully we don't have to wait, 2-3 years for this, but I'm ready to get it over with. I think they need to finish it so then I can just buy the series as a whole.
Buy it for your collection.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we ready for our next segment?
Yeah. Why don't you start away? Explain what we're going to do.
All right. So this is the kind of stuff we wanted to get into. We wanted to do reviews, wanted to do some fun stuff, and just have a good time with this podcast. And we want your feedback as well on these segments. And if you like them, don't like them, whatever. So this time, what we decided to do is I went to a random anime character generator. And we each went to it. We set it to 3 people. And we hit randomize. So we each got 3 people that we are going to be using in a battle.
I don't know his people. He don't know mine.
Nope.
And we're going to fight.
Yep. And we wrote down, so we're not cheating. We're going to go by the honor code here. And trust me, there's someone in my list that I wish I could trade. But
I got one that you'll probably make fun of, but at least it's not her enemy. It's you definitely, I probably would have given up then.
Okay. So we're going to do this Pokemon style because why not? It's anime. We like Pokemon. We like anime. We're going to do it Pokemon style. So we're going to start this off. I'm going to throw out my first anime character, my anime Pokemon. And then Tyler will throw out his. And we cannot switch out. We fight until that person is dead. And how we're deciding who wins, I don't honestly know. I'm just going to argue and say that my whole team wins no matter what.
Well, we did a little research on our own characters. I know that. That way we can get a little bit of the details.
Next time we might need a judge to determine the winners.
Yeah, if we can get some comments somewhere, any of the social medias, that would be real nice because
give us some feedback.
I always like kicking Dustin's ass in any kind of topic. So
he doesn't, but he likes to think he does. Okay, anyway, so I'm gonna throw out my first anime mon.
You're just gonna skip that?
What?
I beat you all the time.
You don't beat me all the time. I'm just ignoring you because you're ridiculous.
All right, so throw them out.
Throwing out my first anime mon. Are you ready? This one's a banger.
Hold on. So do I get to just kind of feed off of what you pick? Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. I'm basically giving you the advantage on the first character. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, for my first anime mon, I am throwing out Happy from Fairy Tail.
How is that the character you're gonna throw out? You're gonna throw out a damn cat.
It's my weakest person. He is an actually don't know. Okay, I did some research on him. And
you gonna win with the power of friendship?
Yes, I will if I have to. That will be my trump card. But no, I looked up some stats, and believe it or not, Happy has some pretty fantastic stats.
Okay, well before you go into your stats, I'm gonna throw out a character that I think you will know very, very well.
Okay.
His name is Scar. He is from Full Metal Alchemist. I think he'd be a good matchup for Happy.
I think Happy might win.
Can Happy go against a serial killer vigilante? I mean he kills state alchemists for a living. You really think Happy can do that? There's no Natsu in your scenario.
None of those state alchemists can fly.
You know, what is Happy going to do up there? He's going to run out of energy.
I'm going to give you his stats real quick and tell you how I think he will win, whether you agree or not. So
Okay.
he has the ability called max speed, which means he's able to dodge magical attacks, gunfire, whatever, easily. Like,
no, this was not in the anime.
Yes, it was. He does max speed all the time to get Natsu where he needs to. He's done it to dodge attacks. He also tanked an explosion that was started by Jackal, who was one of the 9 demon gates. And he was in the middle of the explosion, tanked it, survived. So durability, he's a beast. Okay? Happy's a beast. And then to top it off, he has a backpack. And in that backpack, he packs snacks. So he's going to be throwing fish at Scar, and then he's going to try to finish him off with a headbutt.
Scar does not give anyone second chances. You better hope he does not get a hold. You know, Scar's an Ishval survivor of a civil war. What is Happy? Is he even from that world?
No, he's an Exceed. He's from the Exceed world, and they pretend to be gods in the Exceed world. So
to give a little information on Scar, he is, like I said, he's a serial killer in Full Metal Alchemist. He literally targets state alchemists for the revenge for slaughtering his people and his family. He's an Ishval survivor of the Civil War. He has an alchemy tattoo on his right arm that belonged to his brother. Do you remember what this tattoo can do, right?
Yeah, I forgot about that, honestly. I was hoping that he was one of the people that had to draw it, but yeah, I remember the tattoo now. So like he can basically do alchemy on the fly.
He can literally, he uses it as just a murdering weapon. He doesn't need to do anything to activate. It's just literally, he grabs a hold of you and you're done. He is extremely adept to hand-in-hand combat. I read some things where this guy even dodges bullets. Happy may be able to dodge bullets, but he ain't dodging Scar.
He can fly though. Can Scar catch a flying cat? Have we seen him catch a flying cat before?
So if you're telling me that Happy could probably beat Edward, then, huh?
Right,
Scar.
How about
Scar took his entire arm out.
How about we agree to this, okay?
Happy loses.
I will give you Scar beats Happy, but since we're doing this Pokemon style, I say Happy does at least 10% damage.
Quarter. Oh, okay. I'll take that.
Yeah, 10% damage.
On that one.
I know I did, but people will be out to get me if I say he hurts Scar more than that. I'm saying he throws a few fish, he maybe gets off a headbutt, but when he does that headbutt, Scar's gonna grab him by the neck, and there goes Happy.
If Happy was able to call a friend and bring in Natsu,
that'd be great.
That one.
Yeah, that'd be great. He has shot fire before, but I didn't include that because apparently those were like one-offs. I haven't finished the series yet. I'm like 240 episodes in.
If anyone has finished that series, you deserve a medal.
I'm working on it. So I will expect a medal and a presentation on the show when I do. Okay, Happy is dead. Sad.
Can you beat Scar?
Sad Happy boy. Yes, I can. And I'm gonna tell you why. So, Scar, he got the hand. Cool.
Hey, it's more than just a hand. It's an arm.
Well, he has nothing on my next one. I'm going my powerhouse next, and I'm gonna just take out all 3 years with one fell swoop. I'm throwing out Shoto Todoroki.
Yeah, I don't know. You think a quirk? Okay, so is all these characters? I'm gonna set you up on this one.
Okay.
Is these characters at the state that they are now, or in their prime?
Well, Scar, his thing's over, so I'd say prime.
Yeah, right.
Because Scar show's over, and the other two that I have, their shows aren't over, so I'm going them based off their prime.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go kind of off their prime, I guess. Whatever.
I set you up on that one.
As much as I know about the characters, at least. So I'm going Shoto. So the reason Shoto will win.
Shoto would kick Scar's ass.
Yes, he ain't getting close. He's going to do that flipping giant ice wall, and then if that doesn't kill Scar, which honestly, Scar's dead with just that ice pierce wall. That's it. He
I
ain't
don't.
getting
Unless ice can't really touch him with his, he throws his arm out and it instantly evaporates. I don't know exactly how that works, but at some point, Scar's got to lose at that point.
Yeah,
but
I'm saying Shoto takes no damage. I'm saying Shoto.
Oh no! Oh,
one
no.
shot. Yes, Shoto's gonna do the ice ball, and then if that don't kill him, he'll do the flipping. What is it?
I mean,
I wrote
he's
it
still
down.
in his prime.
Wrote it down.
Hey, he's still in his prime, but he still has not mastered his ice and his fire.
Okay,
he has not mastered it right now.
Not even in his prime. Sports festival, the flash freeze, and then I think it's called flash freeze. And then he does the heat wave, causes that giant freaking explosion against Midoriya. That's all it takes. That's like a mega explosion. Scar's dead. He's disintegrated. The only reason Midoriya wasn't is because that concrete dude intervened.
Oh, yeah, okay. Or plot armor.
Plot armor.
Protagonist armor.
Yep, someone intervened. That's all it was. Had nothing to do with plot armor.
I don't know. Todoroki, Shoto can't even get his dad to love him, so...
You don't want his dad's love. His dad's a dick.
All right, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. My second one, I think we're going to tie on this one. I think Shoto's going to learn to use a lot of his abilities to get Scar. I think Scar puts up a little bit of a fight. But my second one is a character that you guys all might know. Ino Yamanaka.
They're not going to tie.
Yes.
No.
Yes. That motherfucker,
No.
she is going to mind transfer Shoto in a heartbeat.
No. Okay.
Yes.
Every time she does a mind transfer, what does she have to do? She has to have the rest of her team distract the target. She has to sit there forever with a triangle like this.
Guess what? There's no other people.
Exactly. Exactly. So who's going to distract the enemy? Who's going to distract Shoto while she sets up? Because she has to stand in place to do that.
You realize, okay, she's literally the strongest member of her clan. She is head of the Konoha barrier team for the 7th Hokage. She can literally transfer her chakra. She possesses earth, water, and I believe later she learns fire release. And she can literally throw rock walls to protect. She did that in the war. She can throw rock walls. So she can block the ice. She has the ability to get information from her enemies. Like, she can tell what Shoto would be doing. Now, the only reason I say they tie, I don't think Ino would win if they were the first ones out. But the fact that she can take control of his body and there's no other people to help him. If there was other people, she'd be screwed. But the fact that if it's just a solo, I feel like she has the capabilities to stand her ground and trap Shoto. Because he ain't going to know what her abilities are. He ain't going to know what she can do.
But this is a Pokemon battle. You're not just going to sit there and let her point a triangle hand at you and not move. Like, if I saw someone going like this and this is an anime, I'm thinking flipping...
Fire and ice, he's got a 4 times weakness. He's got a 4 times weakness. And
to
it's
what?
To Ino.
What? Okay. So you're saying they tie?
I think they do.
Okay.
I think... you know what? I'll give you the win. I'll give you. You give the old critical hit on Ino, and you survive. You had a focus band or whatever the hell it is, where you just survive off 1 HP. I'll give you that one.
Okay. I had sturdy. Sturdy was my ability.
Sturdy. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that works. I had what is the delay start or whatever the hell it is. But all right, well. I guess if Shoto's out, I guess the minute I throw this guy in, he loses, and then your next guy's going to lose no matter what. And if you argue with me on it...
I'm going to try, and I don't even care.
You're going to lose all credibility.
That's fine. I don't need credibility. I got spunk.
So, I have another one from the Naruto universe. Don't know how I got 2 of them out of all of the animes that it could go through, but you're not beating... the only Might Guy.
How'd you get 2 Naruto characters?
I don't know. If I would have got all 3,
Okay, for the record,
you're lucky this isn't a double battle.
Podcast listeners, if you're out there, if anyone actually listens to us, I want it on the record that I'm calling cheating. right now. If you agree, let us know.
It's cheating because I got 2 Naruto characters. Nah, the Naruto universe gets clapped by so many different.
Yeah, but mine's not as great.
Oh, your last one.
So Shoto's
That's
done.
what you're calling cheating. That's what you're calling cheating. All of a sudden, this guy's gonna pull out Goku.
No. So Shoto, well, yeah, I'll say he's out. My guy, he's fast, kicked him, dead, done. My next one. Okay, so I'm gonna try to argue it.
I think he gets Shoto. I think who?
Sanji from One Piece.
You know what? I'm not a One Piece watcher, so I.
Okay, so he's the strongest person in the entire series, and he easily claps my guy.
You know, I would have believed that if you weren't calling cheating about 2 minutes ago.
Okay, so yeah, not true. So Sanji is the cook on the ship. Now, okay, you hear cook, but you haven't seen One Piece. This cook is dangerous. Okay.
Yeah, is he on Food Wars?
He could be. He's great. He makes the best food in One Piece. But no, okay. So like he had years and years of training under a chef named Zeph on cooking as well as combat. And Zeph used to be a pirate captain. So he has extensive like hand-to-hand combat training, but he actually doesn't use his hands because that's his craft is cooking. He needs his hands to cook. So he actually does this like really cool like martial arts style where he only uses his feet and like he does like handstands on the ground and does like these spinning kicks and like he kicks people through walls. He beats the crap out of people.
Walls. Holy crap, walls? I know you're pleading your case.
I'm pleading. Keep going. Okay, he has superhuman physical prowess, speed, agility. He's been able to dodge bullet fire. He is so strong that and this is in like the first 100 episodes because I'm at least 130 in. He killed a T-Rex on this dinosaur island, right? And he dragged it with one hand. He's dragging a full-size T-Rex. Like he's strong. He's a tough dude. Like there's you can't knock Sanji. Okay? He also let's see. He avoided machine gun fire.
Keep going.
Dodged point-blank gunshots. He survived from crushing weights of the seafloor by being dragged underwater. He is constantly fighting either the second or third strongest enemy that they are up against because obviously Luffy, he takes on the number one guy. But Sanji's always like being shown taking on the second or the third strongest. Like he is a really, really strong dude. And later on in the series, I'm not that far, so maybe people who are listening, please message us and tell me if later on in the series I'm reading he gets basically a suit that unlocks his like full potential and boosts his strength and powers even higher than possible. So like
my guy's had that forever.
He was already a total BA, but now he has like this like suit that takes him to the next flipping level. And he actually has a type of cooking that helps him with fighting. I don't know how it works because I haven't gotten that far, but yeah, I say Sanji does a little damage.
I'm really glad you pleaded your case as hard as you did because I literally have one word for you. Actually, 2 words for you. Night guy. That's all I need. And I don't know if anyone. I'm assuming majority of you know my guy from Naruto. I mean, I can go a little bit into what his stats or what he is. But he's a Jonin from the Konoha Leaf Village. He's a master of taijutsu.
He has a bowl cut.
That is in his favor. He is able to use any and all of the inner gates. He can instantly open any of the 7 gates without needing to open up the previous gates. With each gate kind of giving him a different attribute unlocked to its fullest potential. So this guy could literally just decide to just one tap you, go into 8 gate, but it I don't know what it multiplies his mental and his chakra capabilities over I don't know how many times, but with the first gate he's able to use the pile driving front lotus. I feel like that would do enough damage alone, and then with the third gate he can do the reverse lotus, I mean, we all see what that does. And, you know, with the 7th gate, he can literally launch concentrated air pressure at opponents that expands in contact, causing one-hit KOs, and he calls it the Daytime Tiger. So, and then even with the 8th gate, he can punch and create a powerful shockwave of air that can be used from a distance. And then his trump card is Night Guy, where he can literally just do a single kick with like the most amazing speed and distort space around him. You know, he doesn't have much ninjutsu, but he can do it. He has summoning. He can summon a turtle.
Ooh, a turtle?
Your guy might be able to make turtle soup, but he is not beating this guy.
That's the first thing he would think of when he saw that turtle too. He would instantly think of ingredient.
You know, he may be creepy, but the fact that he's fighting another male, I'm okay with that. Because I feel like if it was a female, he wouldn't know what to do.
funny thing is, Sanji in the One Piece world, you know?
God damn it, no.
he's the Jiraiya.
Oh,
he's the perv. Okay. He's the guy always hitting on chicks and all that. Like, he's the perv of the show. Not gonna lie.
I mean, you got to think, Might Guy, even after everything that happened to him in the war, and I believe like he has no use of his right leg.
Yeah, he's like in a wheelchair now.
Yeah, but he still has the ability to fight. Like he can still, I believe he can. I've read where he can still open up the first gate because it doesn't do anything to your body. It just unlocks potential of like your mental state, and he can literally. I don't see there being anything that says that he can't do his summoning jutsu still, and so that's why I asked you if we're doing in their prime, because I mean you got Might Guy fighting Madara.
So I should have done current, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you set yourself up for that one. But I don't even think in the end anyone's going to tell you that Sanji is going to beat Might Guy.
There is a lot of One Piece fans, do not discount them, and I feel like there's enough Naruto haters and One Piece fans where they'll side with me, although I'm not even siding with me. I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing. Might Guy took on Madara.
Episode 2, Tyler wins round 1. Yeah. We'll try to do one of these every episode and kind of have a little bit of fun with it.
Maybe one of these times we'll bring in a judge, so that way it's not us just deciding too.
Yeah, well, it is literally a generated, like we don't know who is going to pick what, and it kind of gives us a little bit to talk about and just kind of explore. It kind of gives us little pieces of animes that, like, I haven't watched too much One Piece. I'll try to get into it eventually, but if I can't even finish Fairy Tail right now, I don't even think I could start One Piece.
Yeah, so I did start One Piece. I started that journey. I have taken breaks here and there, though, because I'm also trying to finish Fairy Tail. I am on, I think, episode 137 of One Piece, and then I swapped off of that to go back to Fairy Tail, because Fairy Tail's finished, so I just want to kind of knock it out of the way before they start coming out with new episodes for, like, the 100-year mission or whatever it's called, because I know that's pretty hyped. So I wanted to finish it before that started coming out, so that way when it starts coming out, I can stay current.
Yeah, so...
All right, so we are going to go ahead and get into our main event now, which is the review of High Rise Invasion, a Netflix anime that honestly was pretty good. And so we're going to go a spoiler-free reaction first, not give it our rating, but we're going to tell you just kind of our high-level thoughts, basically, without giving anything away. And then we'll give a spoiler warning, and we're going to go into full spoiler conversation on this anime, kind of review it, although we are not reviewers. We just love to talk anime, so we're going to talk through it. And at the end, our ratings, we're not giving it stars, we're not giving it a percentage. We're giving it a liked, a hated, or a meh, or like we didn't care for it. So either way.
Let's get at it.
Okay, so spoiler free. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Basically, if you've watched anything like Darwin's Game, I know that was another one that was really similar to this. It's a survival
seen Darwin's
anime.
Game. I've seen Darwin's Game, I think, a total of 2.5 times. I didn't finish it the third time.
It's good.
We should almost do a review on that. That is a good anime. It is not a lot of people know about it, but it is definitely one of those top ones. But how is it compared to it?
I wouldn't put it above Darwin's Game, I don't think, because I really, really enjoyed Darwin's Game. This one is, when I say it's similar, it's not the exact same. It is set up more as a survival anime. So it's an isekai they have to survive in this world and try to escape or to beat it, whatever it is.
I'm gonna ask you one thing:
Is
there any fan service?
You know there is. You watch this anime too. There is definitely fan service. I mean, and when I say fan service, it's nothing like crazy. It just shows a lot of schoolgirl up the skirt. Like you see her panties a lot.
Oh yeah, no, this is definitely going to a different rating if we talk about that. So
yeah, that's about as far as we'll go with the fan service. So yeah, basically, if you haven't seen it, spoiler-free reaction. I did enjoy it, and if you don't like to be spoiled, I would suggest watching it before you listen to the review. If it was horrible, I'd be like, just listen to a review so you could save yourself the trouble. But I did enjoy.
I think it's a good anime to binge. I think you could literally binge it 1 or 2 nights. It's literally something you don't have to 100% pay attention to, but it has a pretty good story to it.
Yep.
You want to start with kind of, are you wanting to go episode by episode a little bit, get a little synopsis going?
So yeah, I'm going to go through the synopsis now. This is your spoiler warning. So this is your time to escape while you can. If you do come out now, just remember to email us at whatintheanime.podcast@gmail.com. Hit us up on any social media. We are anywhere. We're either called What in the Anime or whatintheanime.podcast. Just look us up. So now that's your spoiler warning. And here we go. So yeah, I'm going to go through the synopsis. I'm going to break it down. Basically, I wrote it down episode by episode. So I'm just going to kind of quickly go through it so we can get this done because we're already pretty long into this episode. So the show opens up with our main character, Yuri. She is obviously a schoolgirl. She wears a schoolgirl uniform the entire show. She gets transported
and that thing gets ripped up so many times.
Yep.
I'm trying. I need to ask, where is she getting these costumes from? Because it is brand new the next time you see her.
Well, and anyways, I would totally steal something off one of the dead bodies to cover up a little bit more. But you got to add in that fan service.
Yeah.
Because very first episode, I'm pretty sure her skirt gets cut. Anyways, she gets transported to this new world. She is on top of a skyscraper, hence the name High Rise. And she doesn't know how she got there. She has her phone. She ends up calling her brother, gets a hold of him. He is also in that world, but they're nowhere near each other. They don't know how they got there. And he informs her that stay away from the people with the masks. So there's these people that wear these masks, and you find out later they are kind of like a hypnotic suggestion device that takes over the person. And their whole goal is to try to get you to give up. They want the characters to give up on life, give up on trying to survive, and just jump off the building and die. Like, it is, if you are squeamish or don't like stuff dealing with like suicide, this is not the show for you, because it's literally them trying to push somebody to the point where they commit suicide. And
yeah, well, and the anime does a good job on how to like illustrate that the mask antagonists are like victims in their own ways, and that there's a higher power that is using these tools to fulfill a twisted game or whatever these people want. I think the only thing about this show is it doesn't really give you a lot of backstory on why they're here.
Nope. And I think that's kind of something they're still trying to learn, and it's making you wait and learn as well. Because we haven't seen who's behind the mask or anything. In all of season 1, spoiler alert, like, we still don't know who is causing any of this.
The whole season is a cliffhanger.
Yep.
So, and that's what's good about it. There's a lot. They can kind of make up what they want as each episode goes along.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a manga or not, but yeah, they can do kind of whatever they want with it. So anyway, she gets hold of her brother, tells her to stay away from the mass. They decide that basically they need to try to meet up, but as they are on the phone and talking about that, her phone gets broken because she gets chased after by a mask.
Oh no.
Yeah, big surprise. So skip ahead a little bit. She survives a couple mass fights, blah, 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 blah. She meets a girl named Mayuko, I think is how you say it. And she's killing other non-mass people at that moment. Like, she was ready to shoot that guy in that building. And basically, her thought process was she was going to be the only one to escape and didn't care if you had a mask or not. She was getting out of there.
No, this is the Hunger Games of skyscrapers.
Mm-hmm.
Literally what it is.
Yeah, so you have Sniper Mask that shows up at that moment and starts firing at both of them. So they end up having to work together to fight back Sniper Mask, which Sniper Mask is flipping awesome.
Yeah, and we're not just like being like, oh, he's a sniper with a mask on. His name is Sniper Mask.
Yep. The mask people, they give the mask names based off of what they are wearing or what they're shooting. So you got like Sniper Mask, you have a trench coat mask, you have police mask. They're like, it's the funniest one to me was Swimmer Mask, because he's just this huge hulking beefy idiot wearing a Speedo, and he is Swimmer Mask.
Yeah, he's just the Rock with a mask on.
Yep, wearing a Speedo. So they survive the incident with Sniper Mask. They throw, like, Mayako has a grenade, and it ends up blowing up, and you think they killed him, but obviously he survives because he ends up being a pretty big major part. So Yuri's older brother's name is Rika, which there's a whole thing through the whole show. He hates his name because it's a girl name or whatever. He runs into a baseball mask, which that was crazy. He was throwing freaking cannonballs, and like he hit some dude's head, and you just see like a crater in the flipping half of the head, which was really cool.
Another thing about this anime is it does a really good job on showing what humans would actually kind of do just to survive, and what, like, how far they are willing to go to sell their values in order just to be secure or safe, or, you know, who can you trust and who's going to betray you. It definitely makes you wonder what's going to happen, because you don't know if this is one of those animes where they just kill all the protagonists, all the side characters, or so it definitely gets you wondering what the plan is, what is the whole goal from this game, or if it is a game. Like, I understand it's one of those styles, but you don't know how serious these people are. You don't know if this is some end of the world stuff. I understand they get teleported into a world similar to theirs, but it just seems I feel like they need to explain a little bit more, but I'm hoping they start doing that in season 2.
Oh yeah, for sure. And yeah, there's
if
just
there is
a lot
season
to
2. I don't know how much good, what reviews on the show are, but it is a Netflix show. You can watch it there. The whole season is out, and I believe it's a only Netflix anime.
Yeah, it is. So it's a Netflix original anime.
We've been talking those up quite a bit, so it's just another one you can binge that you can kind of
sit down for a few days, watch it. And it's definitely enjoyable. So anyways, I really don't want to go through every single episode because it's all basically the same.
No.
They fight masks and all this. They meet allies along the way. Like, there's a scientist guy named Aohara who starts off trying to kill anybody else who has the abilities of what you find out is a god candidate. And he's trying to kill those people off, so any humans that he comes across, he's killing, and he's able to control up to, I think, just 2 masks at a time, like a mental control, and tell them what to do and everything. And you find out there's more people with the similar abilities. And while that's going on, there's a girl named Kuan, who you find out is the closest to God. So she is like the most likely to become God in this world. And I haven't explained that yet, but it doesn't explain it very well at the beginning of the series. But you find out later, basically, the masks are being referred to as angels. You have some masks that are considered as guardian angels, but they can't come near God, like people who are God candidates, oddly enough. And then you have the God candidates, and the God candidates are the people that were transported there and who put on a mask with no mouth. Because you have your happy mask, you have your meh mask, and then you have your sad mask, you have angry mask. So if you find a mask with no mouth to it, you put it on, you become a God candidate. And the whole goal is to find somebody who will become God of this realm. So that's where the main antagonist of the series comes in. His name, if I can find it really quick, I cannot.
Is that the Akawa?
That might be. I think it might be. Yep, Akawa.
Yeah, because I think so the only part about him, if you want to talk about fan service, this guy, he literally, just to decompress into the only way he can distress of what his actions or what he is doing is if he decides to bury his head in the bosom of his war general, of who is,
One of the
in
masked.
control. Yeah, one of the masks. He literally buries her head, or he buries his head in her bosom just to
Relax.
just because
It's a relaxing place to be.
I mean, if you, so be it. I'm all for it.
Yeah, so he's our main antagonist, and so a lot of people, they're only able to control a couple of angels at a time. You find this other kid who I didn't even bother mentioning. He becomes an ally who can control, I think, like 5 at a time. But Ikawa can control up to 30 angels at a time he can control. So he has like a full operation going. He has generals, people reporting to him, people reporting to his other masks that report only to him, and they're like doing missions for him, and he's sitting around like he's sitting cozy in this like penthouse and just having these masks go out and do his bidding for him. Like he don't have to do crap.
Yeah, this guy, someone's gonna take him out.
Yeah, I hope so. He's a jerk, and he ends up capturing Yuri's brother Rika.
Rika.
Yep.
I like Rika. Rika, if you haven't seen any of what this anime looks like, think of Kirito.
Yep.
Think of Blue Exorcist. Think of all those characters that kind of look like that. The black hair, the Sasuke looking.
Although, isn't his hair red or is it black?
He has black hair.
Does he? Oh, maybe it was just like a picture I saw or something. I can't remember. Whatever. I watched it. I did. But yeah, I love that his weapon is a sledgehammer for most of the show.
Yeah.
He just beats the crap out of people. It's a giant freaking sledgehammer. So yeah, to fast forward a little bit more, Mayako, Yuri's friend that she ends up making, she puts on a mask in order to try to save Yuri, and it's defective, and that's why she thought it might be defective, so she went ahead and risked it, and it was, and she was able to stop her from being killed by this like dude that was like boxing, but he was like super fast and like just sliding all over the freaking place, because the people with masks have like enhanced physical abilities. So she's able to actually beat and kill him, and then she doesn't have the mask, and it's like, oh, it's great. But you find out she's slowly losing control until the point where she actually goes into a sleep state or like a hibernation. And that Kuon chick, they end up meeting up, and she goes inside her head because apparently that's one of her god abilities. And she's able to get rid of the programming to where she no longer has a suicide or a kill order in her head. So she's able to basically act freely and keep the enhanced abilities in the process. Right. Yeah, so to wrap it up, Sniper Mask has a defective mask because during the grenade explosion I talked about earlier, it caused a chip in his mask. So basically, Kuon and Mayako do the same thing where they go inside his head to save him. And then he gets saved. You also find out that he actually has a connection to Rika. Like, they were friends before all this happened, before they got sucked into this world. They have some competition on who's going to live the coolest life. So basically, they're two dudes that try to act cool because they want to outdo the other. And, which, whatever, it's cool. He wears a suit and has a flipping fedora and, like, he looks like a BA.
Might as well.
Yeah, whatever. And then, so how the season ends is you have this one big climactic fight because Ikawa captured basically a mask that is called Archangel, and he is a beast. He has unlocked the complete potential of an angel somehow, and he can't even control him, so he has to depower him and lock his abilities first, and then he releases it and lets him go full out, but this dude can't be controlled, so he makes him think that he's in the building that everyone's defending, like all the good guys, Yuri and her friends, and he just goes to freaking town, and they barely flip and survive. It is a crazy fight scene. It is a really cool fight scene all over the place. But anyway, they end up winning, and I think it's Yuri ends up taking control of Archangel, but she has to do the same thing because he cannot be controlled. He's too powerful, and she locks his abilities. So that's that's basically the season. That's how it ended. Now their plan is basically to go save Rika, and that's setting up a good spot for a season 2. And they want to go save Rika. That's it.
Yeah, not a bad way to end season 1. I haven't heard anything on if they're gonna renew or if they've announced a season 2, but it's definitely something I'd go back to watch. So
yeah. So
I like
you're
it.
ready?
I like it. I don't know. It's a little meh. I mean, because the animation, it's a little outdated. Like, it can be a little pathetic at times.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is the storyline kind of goes all over the place. Like I said, they add. Like, you watch the first 2 episodes, you don't know anything about angels and gods, and that these masks all have powers, and each one does something different, and then with the fan service, and yeah, I mean, there's parts where there's literally, I don't even want to go into detail, but it's a good show, but it is so out there. Like, they could have made it simple and had a good, straight to the point story, because I mean, everyone loves a battle royale kind of anime, and they kind of went a little too far with it. I think they tried putting too much of their own spin on it, but it's something I definitely would watch season 2. So I mean, if I'm gonna watch season 2, I'm not gonna waste my time if I don't like it. So
yep, and that's kind of where I'm at. There's definitely a lot that I was meh about, but I'm a sucker for cool action, and I like these survival ones and stuff like that. So I'm leaning more towards I liked it than meh, and like, I'm excited for a season 2. Like, if I hear they're doing a season 2, I'm gonna watch it. So I'll give it a liked for sure.
Right. So with that going, I got a favorite character. Do you?
Oh yeah, yep. I want to go through a couple of them. So yeah, you go first with your top character, and then I'll do mine.
Sniper Mask. I don't think there's anything that beats that character. I think that's who you're gonna pick. I think that's who anyone's gonna pick. He has a background where he has a connection with Rika that just either they're childhood friends or whatever. But it's cool. The only problem I don't is it's like they are childhood friends, but it seems like Sniper Mask is so much older than Rika.
It is. He's definitely at least a couple years older, it seems like. Because when they did that inside his head, even his kid self looked to be a little older than the Rika kid self.
So I'm assuming that's your favorite too?
Yeah, I was at a toss-up between Sniper Mask and Rika, but you got so much more of Sniper Mask that he was definitely my favorite.
It was kind of nice that Rika, like, he wasn't a complete main character, but you get a little bit of him to where you like him enough to where you're rooting for him.
Oh yeah, for sure. So okay, after that, what is your favorite mask? And this could be what mask you thought was the coolest, which, I mean, we just said Sniper Mask's our favorite pick, but which other mask was your favorite, or which was the funniest or the most ridiculous or whatever?
Yeah, the most ridiculous is Swimmer Mask.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
by far.
Yeah, he literally has no brain cells.
Nope.
He's the dumbest of them all, and I can't remember too many other ones because a lot of them are just one-off mask characters. But he was in there multiple times, and he's just funny. There's a lot of comedy into it, so it's
a lot of good comedy. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, they did a good job with what they were trying to do. I just couldn't have gone so far on the outside, but I don't know. I'm excited for Rika's character in season 2. I think he could get the potential of putting on a mask. I think he could get, I'd like to see what that is, because isn't it when they put on a mask, is it they kind of get the powers of what they're kind of thinking of, or what they need in that moment?
No, I think it's like they get powers based off of their already physical attributes. So, like, you had the baseball one. He got basically an increased flip and pitch and arm.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that for them. I don't. I'm talking about the mask with no mouth.
They become god candidates, and I think it's basically, again, all on potential.
Well, yeah, but Yuri can stop time, basically, or slow down time. So, I mean, that's not a physical.
Yeah, true. And we didn't even talk about that or get into it. But yeah, she ends up getting the god mask as well, or god candidate mask, and the whole time slow, like, Matrix dodging bullets crap.
Pretty right. Cool. So, I'm almost pretty good kind of dropping it there. So, I don't got too much more to talk about.
Yeah, no, I'm good. My favorite mask was the Kung Fu mask, and that's just because he was a cool dude. We already kind of covered through the review what we liked and what we didn't, so I'm good there. So,
yeah,
everyone, thank you for joining us, and please rate and review us. Check us out on all of our social medias. Email us at whatintheanime.podcast@gmail.com. And I would really love to get some feedback from you guys and what segments you like, don't like, whatever. We want feedback. We're new. We're wanting to have fun with this. We're wanting to do this a long time. Feedback will help.
Yeah, I want to beat Dustin in every 3v3 battle that we have. I think that was, yeah.
I'll give you today's win, but never again.
I'll take it.
So email us and all that. And then Tyler, you want to tell them where they can find you on Twitch? You do a lot of the streaming.
Yeah, it's literally just What in the Anime on Twitch. I've been playing a bunch of different games, kind of just hanging out. So if you guys get in there, we can talk anime, do any chats. If there's any games that you guys want to play, I'm down. I literally just kind of just sit there as a community aspect and have fun. It's usually about every night, about 6:00 Mountain Time, and we just go at it. So there's a lot of fun that can happen. So.
Yeah, and I'm usually playing games with them. Not all the time, but sometimes. And so you can all talk to both of us, and we'll talk anime and talk video games and just hang out. So with that, thank you, and peace out.
See you next time.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook at What in the Anime, and our TikTok and Instagram at whatintheanime.podcast.